Yo, people, welcome back to The Fix. It's your boy Nara here with Ari. I was there with a guest who smokes a lot, but before we get to that, obviously big ups to our sponsor.
Oh, you know that. All right.
We have to our sponsors, Aidonia Life Herbos, where cannabis and culture combine. Speaking of smoke a lot, that should have been the transition. Aidonia Life Herbos, where cannabis and culture combine for one of a kind experience. Visit them at 10A West King's House Road, just across from the Canadian Embassy. Also follow them on IG at Aidonia Life or their webpage at aidopialife.com for latest info on strains and merch. This video is also brought to you by
Lulu's Holistics. Follow them on Instagram at Lulu's Holistics, and you can check them out at www.lulusholistics.com, and you can use our code TheFix to get 10% off your next purchase.
Also use our code TheFixJ8 to get a discount on your next purchase of Curly Locks' new book, Planet Hurt. Use the link in the description to get that discount. Also, I have to say big ups too
J Out Business Solutions.
Yes, get your high-end phones and electronics from at J Out Business on Instagram. That is good customer service, unbeatable deals, quality products. Follow them and get 5% off your first purchase. Big up J Out Business.
And of course, Lothian's Boutique. Follow them on Instagram at Lothian's Boutique, and then you can use my code Ariane10 to get 10% off your next month purchase.
Shark up Babas, big up on yourself. Steve, big up your damn self. Shing. I just had to do that. All right, as we say, we have a guest who smokes a lot. Does he actually smoke a lot? I don't know.
That's the question.
used to smoke a lot.
One half of Chimney Records people, Jordan.
And big up the other half too. Big up David Chimney.
Of course.
Of course.
Bless up, Jordan in the building though.
Bless up. Thanks for having me once again.
How's Jordan? How's David, by the way?
I'm good, man. Man, they're well paranoid about COVID. Lock up in the house, man. Lock up in the house and build studio in the house and everything. So,
Jordan.
But
So they have that in common.
what that?
So 200 per.
Yeah. Oh, you talk about the paranoia.
Yeah.
man.
So, the thing is, I was wondering if people in the entertainment industry, I guess, based off someone Instagram posts, and it seemed like couldn't really believe it, business with it, over it, like where you stand now.
Well, I mean, one thing with me, I don't stand with the crowd. You know what I mean? Every decision I make is based off of my own thoughts and beliefs. When it concerns COVID, I know a lot of people that have actually had it. And I've heard their experiences firsthand. And whether or not me young or me I got dead from it or me I got end up in hospital, I don't want to catch it. Because even just a regular flu is not a nice thing to go through. So, you know what I mean? Why would I want to put myself through that on purpose? You know what I mean?
Okay.
And how has that affected you on your work for the past year now, basically?
Pretty much.
I mean, all right, so everybody will know me, especially, not just Chimney Records, but me alone, them know I'm an industry type of producer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I love to be in dancehall. I love dancehall. I love the culture. I love everything about it. So it's affected me in that way. In terms of production, it hasn't really affected us. Of course, everybody have them studio nowadays. So we can still send things to artists. We can work on our things at home, at our studio, whatever. You can have people come in every now and then and do work. So, I mean, in terms of work, it hasn't really affected us.
Yeah, because I think that probably most creatives would use this opportunity, even though some people say it's hard to create when you have so many other outside factors you have to worry about, especially like economic, how you going to survive, how you going to manage, take care of your other responsibilities. So was that a hard thing for you to be creative?
No, it wasn't hard for me to be creative. I would say that what it really has affected is our output. So the thing is that, all right, as you know, we put out a rhythm named Stylo Rhythm. That's the first rhythm that we put out in a year since Aircraft Rhythm.
Right.
Reason being, no road not keep. So it's like, why we are going to put out music and no road not keep? People can't go in a party, go listen to music. People can't go do anything really. But then after a while, it's like, we realize this thing is not going anywhere. So we have to, this is what we do for a living. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, we still have to put out music. So that's where Stylo Rhythm comes in. We're still working on a whole heap of things, but we don't really have as much of a market to send it out to, besides from social media.
Right. Because
They put it out for Tivoli party. Then.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
No, but the thing is like, because how people consume music is different. Like you really need to like promote it and market it physically, because social media is the new marketplace, eh?
Yeah, social media is one of the marketplaces.
You don't think
I
it's
believe that
integral?
no, I believe that all of them are still important.
Okay.
Radio is just as important still. No matter how people say, I hear some people saying that radio is not relevant. I don't believe that. I think radio is still relevant, even though, yeah, people go in at them car and them plug in them phone or them flash drive or whatever. But at the end of the day, you still have the people that don't. You still have the country people, and you still have a lot of people that don't have access to social media. You know what I mean? And you still have the people overseas that are looking in to see what's going on in Jamaica. That's one part of it. Parties is another part of it. Even though we can't party right now, when you go to a party, you're not listening to music on your phone. You listen to music through the speakers. The selectors are playing the music. So it's just as important to me as social media. So I would say social media is one of the tools of marketing your music.
So how-
The point about radio make interesting because I wonder without things that change now, if you and David make rhythms with ear in mind for how to sound on radio.
I mean, we take all things into consideration. Whenever we're making a rhythm, whenever we're producing a song, whenever we're mixing it, we take all these things into consideration. We test our final mixes and everything. We test it on the big sound first. We test it through the speaker, then we say, this is how it going to sound on the radio. You have some stations that broadcast in mono. Sometimes because them have an issue, we test it in mono. Before we put out a project, we test it across all platforms.
The challenge with promoting a song through social media, like you guys think about that? Like, is there any sort of plan and strategy that you guys come with, especially with Stylo Riddim, given the backdrop of the 2020-21 climate? Like, how was that thinking going, how to promote it via social media?
Well, I mean, each project is different. Each individual project, each individual song, even if it's on a juggling, it's different. You know what I mean? As you see, Aidonia song came out after the rest of the rhythm.
Yeah.
And we did a challenge for that one as well, called it That Easy Challenge. Mayan is doing one right now called the Backseat Challenge for her song on the rhythm. So yeah, social media is very important. I wouldn't say it's not important at all. Just like I wouldn't say radio or streets is not important at all. I think all of them are equally as important. And we need to put as much energy and effort into each of them as we possibly can.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that I pay more attention to phone release them, but when Uno drop, you can't always see it. Like you always see the presence and the impact it make from it drop. You say, yo, a Chimney that just
I think
drop.
the thing is too, like, there's a cohesiveness with the artists as well, because you know when song drop, you really kind of don't know the producers. You probably as the consumer have to go and say, well, oh, it's that person, or you hear it in the song itself. But with the artist, it seemed like everybody's like, yeah, Chimney, Jordan, David, and quick to say you guys' name. Like, is that true for me, or is it just me?
I mean, yeah, it's a thing that's always happened. I mean, when it comes to dancehall music, that's just how people do it. When you look at overseas like hip hop and thing, each producer have their own tag.
Yeah.
So they don't really need to call them name or anything. It's just a dancehall thing. In terms of the releases, I would say, in my opinion, a big part of the reason why you see a lot of attention on our things sometimes is because we put a lot into it before we decide to put it out. You know what I mean? There's rhythms like, say for example, Island Vibes rhythm from, I think that was 2010. That rhythm took us a year and a half to finish voicing up. You know what I mean? As opposed to a movie star, which took a week and a half. You know what I mean? So it just depends. Like, we put a lot of effort into our projects to ensure that we get exactly what we're looking for on the project.
How long did it take for Stylo for put together?
It took a while, but there's a lot of other things that happened with Stylo. So I don't know if anybody noticed, but like Stylo G song and Stylo Style came out under Universal Records. So that was another part of putting out that rhythm. We had to coordinate everything. So when Universal set a date for that song, we had to coordinate so that all of the songs could go out on the same day, so it would look like a
rollout.
a
That's what I'm
project.
saying.
Yeah, exactly.
It feel like a rollout. All the artists and everybody come together and say, yeah, this is the promotion day, the release date.
Yeah,
for
man.
it.
We put a lot into it before we put it out.
But that's funny. Like, so Universal dictated when you guys would release.
No,
the
it's
song?
just that
Already?
not definitely not dictate anything, but before we put out that song, as I said, we so Stylo G and me have the same manager. our manager is Richie Flores. Big up Richie. He's in England, and when Stylo voiced on Riddim, Richie, I don't know if he pitched it to Universal or they came to him, but we had shot the video and everything already, and they expressed their interest in the song and that they wanted to put their their clout and everything, their machinery behind it. So we worked out a deal with them where they would be putting out that song. And of course, they set a specific date for the release of the song. So when they set that date, at that point now, we decided that, you know what, we're going to work with this date and we're going to try to coordinate everything to put out, to release at the same time.
Okay. Because even the rollouts look like it all released the same day. The video rollouts, sorry.
Yeah, I think there was 3 songs. Yeah, there was 3 songs that came out after the Riddim.
Yeah.
That is Christopher Martin, Sean Paul, and Aidonia.
Oh, yeah.
Those songs all came out after the original release.
Okay.
Why was that, by the way?
I mean, I think what it was is that originally we didn't send them the Riddim originally because I mean it's one of those rhythms. It's kind of as you said, that Riddim kind of have a strange thing about it. It's not a typical dancehall rhythm. So in our mind we had these specific artists in mind for the Riddim, and then after the Riddim put out now, I tell the truth, a whole barrage of the artists.
Say, yo.
You know what I mean?
Whenever I clip on a juggling,
Yeah, so I mean, right now, if I was to put out all the songs where submit on a Riddim, then I end up with probably 200-300 Riddim songs on Riddim.
Wow.
Yeah, so those were just the first of the batch that came in, and we thought, you know what, these make sense. So
you personally, you don't have no problem. Say like you have your date set, you know when and how you want to roll it out, and then these other songs followed after it. You don't have no problem with that.
I mean, usually we don't like to put out songs after the Riddim drop. But I mean, nowadays it kind of hard, you know what I mean? Especially with COVID, you can't really link up with people. And a lot of the time, people that you would, all right, so normally when we're working on a project, I end up go link Chris around a big yard, or we're going to end up link this person, go link Sean Paul around a film studio, or go around a Romish and say TJ them and Shensi and Ding Dong and all of them, and it's just a vibe, you know what I mean? Nowadays, we're not really link up with people like that again. So a lot of the songs that would come out after would have been on the project originally if there wasn't a COVID.
How you even go about to like which artist I want on it initially? Like you had an idea of how many people you wanted.
No, it's never about how many people. It's just who we think would sound good and would make this project better than just the instrumental. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because we're talking off air. I don't know if you. No, we never say it on camera. We're trying to determine or try to describe the sound of the Riddim, style Riddim, and it kind of hard to describe it. And I was saying like if it's just me, or was that the intention when you said to?
Yeah, it was the intention. We tried to be different. I mean, if you put together all our projects in one, we have over, I'd say probably 30 different juggling rhythm, besides from the singles, since we just started producing in 2007. If you compare all of them, I would say every single one of them is significantly different from the other. So, I mean, you have certain lanes that we're going. So, like we have a lane where we created with Island Vibes rhythm, where we started to do these guitar rhythms.
Yeah.
So we have Island Vibes. In that lane, we had Island Vibes, we had Chill Spot, we had Rising Sun rhythm. But we typically try to be different every time, you know what I mean? We try to show that we're not just doing the same thing over and over again.
Of course.
You know what I mean? And I think the reason for that is that we don't want to seem like we're monotonous. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we're producing music, we're being creative. What's the point of being creative and just doing the same thing over and over again?